Hi, it's Paul again. Thanks for joining me for lesson 2 of the Plan Your Visit course. Hopefully you've seen lesson 1, which was all about why your church should use the Plan Your Visit strategy. In lesson 2, we're going to talk about what the Plan Your Visit strategy is, giving you an overview of the entire strategy. You ready to get to it? All right, let's go. Well, I'm going to start by introducing the 6 parts to the Plan Your Visit strategy, just listing them here, and then we'll go into a little bit more detail on each one of those. The 6 parts of the Plan Your Visit strategy include part 1 is traffic. This is getting people to your website. Part 2 is the landing page. Usually the Plan Your Visit page, but it can be other pages as well. Part 3 is the Plan Your Visit form. This is the form you want guests to fill out when they're planning their visit. Part 5 is the pre-visit communication. This is all the communication that your church has with the guest from the time they fill out the form until they arrive on Sunday for a visit. Part 5 is the hosted visit itself, when the person actually comes to visit your church. And then part 6 is the follow-up communication. This is all of the communication that your church has with the guest after they've finished their first visit. Now, all 6 of these parts of the strategy are really important. So you can see the strategy is much more than just a landing page and a form. It involves the other 4 aspects of this as well. All right, so now let's dive into each of these 6 parts and talk a little bit more about what is involved with each of them. Part 1 in the Plan Your Visit strategy is traffic. Traffic is all of the people who visit your website. Now, you probably already have a good number of people coming to your website. Hopefully you do. These people come from online searches, maybe from social media, from other links to your website. Now, the thing about website traffic is the bigger your traffic source, the more visits you're going to get. And this just makes sense, right? Like a certain percentage of people who are interested in visiting your church are going to fill out the Plan Your Visit form. So the more people you get to your website, the more people who are going to fill out the form, and then the more of those people are going to come to your church for a visit. So one aspect that you will want to think about is how you might want to increase your website traffic, increase the number of people who are coming to your website. One way you can do this is by investing in search engine optimization, or SEO. By doing search engine optimization, you increase your rankings in the search engines so that when people in your area are looking for a church, searching for a church online, your church shows up higher up on the page. You get more of those people clicking that link and coming to your website. So investing in search engine optimization is a good strategy to increase your traffic, to get more people to visit your church. Another traffic strategy that you might consider is investing in paid ads. Google, Facebook, Instagram all have paid advertising programs, and so if you're willing to invest some money in the outreach, then you can invest in paid ads, and those paid ads will bring more people to your website, and more of those people will visit your church. Another really exciting opportunity is with Google Grants. We'll talk more about this in lesson 9, but Google has a program for nonprofits where they will actually give you free advertising to reach out to people. So again, we'll get to that in the future, but this is part 1, is traffic. The more traffic you get to your website, the more people who are going to visit. Part 2 of the Plan Your Visit strategy is the landing page. Usually your landing page is going to be a plan your visit page. This is a page specifically designed to help people plan their visit. I gave you a little glimpse of an example of a plan your visit page in the first lesson, but here we're going to take a closer look at a plan your visit landing page. So you can see at the top of this page, we've got a welcome video from the pastor inviting the person to plan their visit. We give the time of the service and then ask, will you join us? Followed by a button where the person can click and plan their visit. Next on the page, we want to inform the person about the benefits of planning the visit. You know, most people they've visited a church in the past, but they've probably never planned a visit to a church. And so what we want to share with them here are the benefits that if this is going to be your first time at the church, if you're a little bit nervous about going alone, here are some of the benefits that you get by filling out the form. We'll reserve a parking space for you. We'll meet you at the door. We'll introduce you to some great people. We'll help get your kids checked in. We'll give you a tour of the church. We'll save you a seat in the service. We'll make sure you meet the pastor. So these are all benefits designed to help the person who's visiting your website and considering visiting your church to want to fill out the form, because filling out the form is going to make them, it's going to give them a much better experience when they come to visit. All right, well, that's not the end of this page, because we're going to share some more information with the visitor that might help them choose to plan the visit. So we give the service times again, the address where the church is located. Another reason people might visit your church is because they want to discover their purpose. They want to meet people. They want to get friends. they want a place to belong, right? So we try to connect with people on that level. Plan your visit because this is the community for you. We introduce the pastor and have a brief message from the pastor on the Plan Your Visit page. We let them know if there are online services that they can join us online or in person. Kids are another big factor that weigh into parents' decision as to whether they want to visit a church or not. You know, it makes parents really nervous about, what are my kids going to do during the service? So we want to reassure them on this page that your kids are going to love it here. Tell them a little bit about your children's ministry and what you guys do, and reassure them that their kids are going to have a great time. And then we finish it off with a map. So this is an overview of, or an example of a Plan Your Visit page. And in a future lesson, we're going to show you how to add a Plan Your Visit page to your website if you use OurChurch.com's WPEZ website builder. And then also how to customize that, because obviously this example, it's got generic information, and you're going to want to personalize it with your information and your video and your pictures. So here again is an example of a Plan Your Visit page, but that is not the only kind of landing page that you can use with the Plan Your Visit strategy. You can use event pages. For example, if you have a special page on your website for Easter or for Christmas Eve or some other event, you can also put a Plan Your Visit button on those pages so people can have a hosted visit at those events. Another strategy is to promote a sermon series. You can do this through advertising on Facebook and Google. If you have a specific sermon series that you're trying to promote, and then you can have a Plan Your Visit button on that landing page. And another option is with articles. Some churches want to put helpful articles on their website. So maybe you have an article about what does it mean to follow Jesus, or an article about what it means to follow Jesus as a parent or in the workplace. And then you can have at the bottom of that, if you found this helpful, you might also find it helpful to visit our church. So Plan Your Visit. So these are 4 examples of landing pages that you can have as a part of the Plan Your Visit strategy. The third part of the Plan Your Visit strategy is the Plan Your Visit form. So let's take a look at an example of a Plan Your Visit form. So we'll go back to our Plan Your Visit page, and we will click Plan Your Visit Now, and then up pops this form. Now with your Plan Your Visit form, we have, for WPEZ, we have some sample forms which you'll have the opportunity to add and then customize for your church. But the rule of thumb is that you want to ask for as little information as possible. The more information you ask for, the less likely a person is to fill it out. So the essential things we believe are first and last name of the visitor, email address, phone number, the date of the visit, because somebody might be planning to visit this Sunday, but somebody might be planning a couple weeks out. So you want to know you have the right date. And then if you have more than one service, you also want to give them the option to indicate which service they'll be coming to. If you only have one service, then you'll be able to delete this from your form. And then lastly, you want to ask them if they have children that they would like to pre-register to save time when they arrive. If you've got a check-in system for children at your church, then it can save time if you have the names of their kids, the birth dates of the kids. You can get them all into your system so that when they arrive, all the person has to do is name their kids and bing, 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 check them in. It'll make the experience easier and quicker for them. So this is a look at the Plan Your Visit form, which is part 3. We'll have another lesson in this series that shows you how to customize this if you use our WPEZ website builder. Part 4 of the Plan Your Visit strategy is the pre-visit communication. Again, this is all of the communication that you have with the guest from the time they fill out the form until they arrive on Sunday morning. And this pre-visit communication is really important because, just because somebody has filled out the form doesn't mean they're going to actually show up on Sunday. So this strategy is designed to increase the chances that they'll actually follow through on their plans and arrive on a Sunday. So what your pre-visit communication is going to include, and again, we've got another lesson planned on this to get into the details of it, but it is going to include, first of all, assigning the guest to a host. You will have multiple hosts or greeters as a part of your team. The person who is coordinating the visits is going to send the guest's information to a host so that they can be assigned to them and be the one to host them. Then that host is going to want to call them right away and introduce themselves, find out if they have any questions or anything else they can tell them in advance of the visit. Now, if you're like me, you get a call from some number that you don't recognize, you'll probably let it go to voicemail. That's fine. You can leave a voicemail. And then right after that voicemail, you also want to text. Some people prefer texting over calling, and so shooting them a quick text after you leave the voicemail that says pretty much the same thing, that you're looking forward to meeting them. Do you have any questions? That's just another way to just reach out, let them know that you're friendly, that you're there for them to help them have a good first experience. And then the last part of the pre-visit communication is a little reminder text the day before. Not really a reminder because you don't want to send them something that says, hey, just reminding you that you're planning to visit. Nothing like that, but just something like, hey man, really excited about your visit tomorrow, looking forward to meeting you. That's it. So this is the pre-visit communication. Again, we'll go into details. We'll even provide you with scripts that you can use for the call and the text and the reminder when we get to that lesson. Part 5 is the actual hosted visit. So we provide some guidance here about how to have a friendly host waiting for them, and that host is going to do a handful of things here. They're going to be there to meet them at the front door. They're going to introduce them to some great people, help them get their kids checked in, give them a tour of the church, save them seats, and even better, sit with them in the service, and then make sure they meet the pastor, introduce them to the pastor. So actually, of all of the aspects of the Plan Your Visit strategy, this is really the easiest, because this, for somebody who's a friendly, outgoing person, who hopefully have some of those on your hospitality team, this is just natural. This is what you would do if a friend was coming to visit, right? You treat them in this very same way and do these very same things for them. So this is the hosted visit. And then the sixth part of the Plan Your Visit strategy is the follow-up communication. This is all of your communication from after the service and beyond with that. And we don't go into a whole lot of detail in our training here, but what's involved in this is texting the guest the next day to let them know that you were really happy that you had the chance to meet them, tell them you hope to see them next Sunday as well. Another part of the follow-up is going to be, if they don't show up, to connect with them, and we'll provide some scripts for that as well. And then hopefully you already have a guest follow-up system in place, and so you would just plug the guest into that. If you don't, this is a great opportunity for you to think about, how do you want to follow up with guests so that after somebody has come to visit, they know that you appreciated their visit, you hope they'll come back, you're available to answer any questions for them. All right, so just a quick summary again of the 6-part strategy that makes up the Plan Your Visit strategy. Traffic. Number 2 is the landing page. Number 3 is the Plan Your Visit form. Number 4 is the pre-visit communication. Number 5 is the hosted visit. Number 6 is the follow-up communication. So those are the 6 parts. And each one of these parts has been intentionally designed to reduce the friction and make it easier for your guests to take the next step. And so this is why we say that Plan Your Visit isn't just the landing page, it's not just the form, it's the whole process, all 6 parts of this, because all of these things combined together are going to increase the number of people who visit your church. It's going to give them a better experience, and then increase the number of people who come back on follow-up. All right, so now that you've got an overview of the Plan Your Visit strategy, I just want to reassure you about how easy it is to get started with Plan Your Visit, for just in case you or your church leaders are, you're kind of seeing like the possibilities of this, but what's the cost? How much time are we going to have to invest, or money are we going to have to invest? So let's just talk about how easy it is to get started with Plan Your Visit. All you have to do is add the Plan Your Visit page to your website, add the Plan Your Visit form to your website, determine who your Plan Your Visit coordinator is going to be, and then give your greeters and hosts 15 to 20 minutes of training on how to do the pre-visit communication and how to host a Plan Your Visit guest. Really, that's all you have to do to get started with Plan Your Visit. Very simple, very easy. Now, there are a couple of options to consider for when you want to ramp things up and really take things to the next level. So you're going to want to consider at some point ramping up your traffic with SEO, with paid ads, or with a Google grant. And you may also want to consider automating your follow-up system. If you've got lots of guests who are coming in, there are some automated follow-up systems, some texting systems, email systems, so forth, so that once somebody comes for their first visit, they're getting some ongoing communication with you. But as you can see, really easy, not a huge time commitment or financial commitment, unless you decide you're going to spend a bunch of money on ads, which again, it's can be a great investment, because if you just think about the number of people in your community who are, who don't know Jesus that you want to share the gospel with, or the number of Christians in your community who are not yet connected with a church that you want to reach, investing some financial resources to reach them and invite them to your church is a great investment. All right, so action steps from lesson 2. If your church leadership has not yet decided to move forward with Plan Your Visit, share lesson 1 with them, the why of Plan Your Visit, and then you can even share this longer lesson 2 video with them. If some of your leaders are like me, they like details, they want to know how it works so they can evaluate for themselves whether they think it's going to work, how well they think it's going to work, what the investment is. You can share this video with them as well. And but the main thing is, at this point, make a decision. Help your team see the benefits of Plan Your Visit, see the benefits of being able to reach out to the people in your community, give them a better first visit experience at your church, and then get them coming back. So go forward and talk with your team and be ready to move forward. And then I'll see you in lesson 3, which is all about the getting the Plan Your Visit page set up on your website.